Marcus Aurelius says, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free from interruptions than your own soul. Retreat to consult your own soul, and then return to face what awaits you." Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor who reigned from 161 to 180 after Christ. He is seen as the last of the 5 great emperors of his time. He wrote down many chapters of his autobiographical writings, which today is known as Meditations. In these chapters, he frequently advocated for the pursuit of tranquility in life, where he often emphasized the importance of waking up early and seizing the day. He also emphasized the significance of taking time to retreat inwards and achieve calmness. Marcus Aurelius' records have given us a good sense of what this nightly routine would have been like. In this video, we will look at 8 important activities that Marcus Aurelius would have done in the late afternoon or evening, and how we today in our modern lives can modify and practice this routine. Let's begin. Number 1. Review your day. According to Marcus Aurelius, nothing has such power to broaden the mind as the ability to investigate systematically and truly all that comes under your observation in life. The morning and the evening were considered to be the 2 finest times for introspection by the Stoics. It's crucial to reflect on the previous day and be ready for the one ahead by writing your ideas down in the morning. In order to gain clarity about himself, Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations as a reflection of his own daily activities and ideas. He kept a close eye on his decisions and behaviors every day. The Stoics emphasized the need of setting aside time at the end of each day to reflect on what happened in order to become generally more aware. They also emphasized the significance of being conscious of one's actions. By bringing self-awareness to one's acts and determining if they are in line with one's higher self, the Stoics described this as a form of attentiveness. This kind of daily reflection was compared by the Stoics to make a legal argument. Through systematic examination of your daily actions and decisions, you can reflect on and evaluate your day. This isn't meant to be a practice of judgment, but rather a caring assessment that will help you in the future to make wiser decisions. You could include this type of daily review into your evening routine by setting aside time before going to bed to reflect on the day that has just gone by. From the minute you woke up to the present, go over each moment of the day. Think about the numerous decisions you made and acts you took. What accomplished success today? What feelings did you feel? Which moments in your day made you uncomfortable? What can you take away from today's events? What would you like to have achieved today but didn't? Daily reflection is crucial to the Stoic philosophy. They assist us in planning for the following day by noting what we would have liked to achieve today. They're also essential for determining if our day-to-day behavior is consistent with the person we aspire to be. When you look back on your day, you could, for example, recall a bad experience you had due to a misunderstanding when buying your morning coffee. You'll be able to describe exactly how this interaction made you feel uncomfortable and upset. The time you spent thinking about what happened and how it influenced your mood throughout the morning will be highlighted. You might consider how you might have handled the circumstances better, or how that particular situation ultimately ended up being unimportant in the larger context of your day. The next time you face a similar circumstance, you will approach it with increased awareness as a result of becoming aware of this occurrence. Leading a Stoic life requires setting aside time each night to evaluate your performance. Number 2, contemplate your inner wisdom. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, mastery of reading and writing requires a master, even more so, life. A sage is someone who is respected for their knowledge, discernment, and competence, and is seen as an authority in a certain profession. This sage is a role model for many. The Stoics set aside time to consider their sages and consider whether their own actions matched those of the sage. Zeno, the father of the Stoic school of thought, was seen by Marcus Aurelius as his guru. Marcus Aurelius frequently thought, "What would Zeno do?" Essentially, the sage's meditation should be a nightly moment of reflection, during which you evaluate your day or the person you are and ask yourself, what would your role model do? Your ideal person can simply be the idea of a good person, or it might be someone you know. It's essential to define this individual precisely, so that you can determine if your behavior is consistent with that of your role model. Set aside some time each night as part of your routine to reflect on your role model and ask yourself if you acted in the way they would have. What can you do differently tomorrow to live a life that is more consistent with your role models? What qualities possesses your role model that you did see in yourself today? You may improve yourself and become more like the person you greatly respect. You can do this by implementing a few minutes into your evening routine to reflect on what happened during your day. If you responded as you imagine your role model would have, you know you are on the right track. Number 3. Embrace a higher perspective. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, consider the matter in its entirety, of which you possess the smallest part, and time in its entirety, of which a brief and momentary period has been assigned to you, and the works of destiny, and how small is your portion in them. Marcus Aurelius suggests that we look at life from a cosmic perspective, or from above. A view from above refers to adopting a broad perspective on life and viewing oneself and one's day from a distance, in order to let go of one's own thoughts and emotions. It is well known that Aurelius used his nighttime reflections to expand his own viewpoint by considering his life from the perspective of the cosmos. In today's modern world, there are a lot of distractions. We are flooded with commercials, news, viewpoints, and distractions every time we leave the house. When we're not at work or spending time with our families, we're on our phones, listening to the radio, watching TV, or using the computer. Mental tiredness is the result of all this. It's challenging to find time to breathe and ponder. Apps, games, films, and TV shows all captivate our attention. And because we frequently focus on other things, it might be challenging for us to manage our issues, worries, concerns, and obligations. The Stoic practice of adopting a higher viewpoint may be used to help with this, since it causes us to see things from a level above ourselves, which assists in reducing the weight of our troubles. You may start by setting aside a few minutes of solitude in the evening to take note of your immediate surroundings, body, home, and the people you live with. Start imagining how they may feel, how you could react to them, and any potential issues, desires, or anxieties they might have. Then, broaden your perspective to include your own city and how every person living there has an individual life that you are unaware of. Like you, they have goals, dreams, and concerns. Continue broadening your vision to include your own country before going further and taking in the entire world, taking into account all of the people that live in it and our lives that spread across a variety of countries, socioeconomic classes, ethnicities, and cultures. Consider the difficulties some of the less fortunate individuals may have. Continue growing until you reach the solar system, the cosmos, and all of existence. When we look down at ourselves, we discover that we are part of a much broader whole and a participant in everything that exists around us, rather than being separate individuals who are not related to the things around us. It is easier to perceive ourselves and our problems objectively when we look at ourselves from afar. We have a higher chance of comprehending the causes and answers to our issues and worries when we put ourselves in a position to be objective about them. It becomes easier to put things into perspective. When being hurt or when feeling depressed, try this exercise. When we put things in perspective, it becomes much easier to get over the emotional challenges we face. From here, arguments and little conflicts could then appear more irrelevant in comparison. When we put our challenges into perspective with others or with the scope of space, many of our problems become trivial. Number 4, spend time with family. Marcus Aurelius tells us, "Those who live longer and those who will die soonest lose the same thing. The present is all that they can give up, since that is all you have, and what you do not have you cannot lose." At the end of the day, Marcus Aurelius wanted to spend time with his family. He was obviously incredibly devoted to his wife and kids. Despite being popular, well-known, and incredibly busy, he did not neglect them. He would kiss his kids goodnight in the evening and tuck them into bed while thinking to himself, "Don't rush this, it might be the last time you do. It's not guaranteed that both of you will make it through the night." He loved them. He valued that thing right in front of him, which truly was the most important thing in his life. And then he wished them good night. He did this repeatedly for as long as he was fortunate enough to live. The Stoics used the contemplation of death as a practice to remind themselves of the impermanence of life. A well-known nurse in Australia who dedicated herself to the care of terminally ill patients said that one of the most common regrets of a dying person is the wish to have spent more time with family. Her patients often lamented missing out on their children's youth and the company of their partners due to the demands of modern life. During the week, families only spend a little over a half hour of quality time together. And even then, many parents claim that the time is spent in silence in front of the TV because everyone is too exhausted to communicate or is too busy reading or playing video games. Similar to the Stoics, if we regularly reflect on our mortality and remind ourselves that we or our children won't wake up to appreciate the beauty of life, we will start making changes to spend more time with family and frequently tell our children or our family that we love them. Family time is a crucial component in creating long-lasting relationships, loving connections, and bonding amongst family members. The benefits of spending time with family include helping to overcome obstacles, fostering a sense of stability, establishing family values, and boosting children's self-confidence. Number 5, engage in physical exercise. Marcus Aurelius said every part of the human body needs to be exercised because the body is the servant of the mind. Disease makes the mind sick, and overwork makes the mind and body sick. Marcus Aurelius, who lived about 2,000 years ago, was already aware of the value of physical exercise. He believed that a healthy body and mind go hand in hand. The Stoics argued that even a basic fitness routine could teach us moral life skills, such as self-improvement, self-discipline, persistence, conquering obstacles, and boosting confidence. They realized that developing these qualities of self-mastery was more essential than gaining acceptance from others. Contrary to what the media may have us believe, the Stoics understood that seeking the perfect body only to show off rarely results in true happiness. We frequently skip exercising by making excuses such as, "I'm too tired," "I have a big meeting tomorrow and don't want to be sore," or "I'm so stressed out at work that I can't even think about exercising." Although many of us avoid exercising for a variety of reasons, we shouldn't entirely ignore it as part of our routine because it has amazing advantages for both physical and mental health. From playing sports to going to the gym, they all are healthy forms of exercise because they all produce endorphins, which are a flood of feel-good brain chemicals that lower stress and elevate happiness. If you work out in the evening, you could even fall asleep more quickly, and waking up the next morning feeling rested and ready to take on the world. You may also think about going for a quick stroll in the evening to clear your head while paying attention to the sounds and sights around you. During your walk, let your thoughts drift away from daytime reflections and focus on the night sky instead. You're more likely to relax after a long day's work and get ready for a restful night's sleep by gently moving your body and taking in the beauty of nature that the world has to offer. Sit tight and keep watching because next up are the last most important nightly habits. Number 6, eliminate external stimuli. Marcus Aurelius says, "It is in your power to withdraw into yourself whenever you desire." It is known that Marcus Aurelius used his evenings to disconnect. While he is most famous for his philosophy encouraging us to live each day as if it were our last, he also believed in making time for solitude and renewal in his own mind. He did this in an effort to escape stress or unpleasant emotions, turning away from outside stimuli and looking for meaning within introspection. Changes outside of the body or information that is sent to us through our senses are examples of external stimuli. In the modern world, we are continually exposed to outside stimuli, particularly when engaging with people and technology. We overcommit ourselves with work, obligations, meetings, emails, and deadlines in order to satisfy the flimsy expectations of today's society. We sacrifice our freedom and peace of mind. And despite our best efforts to maintain a balance between work and personal life, it is inevitable that we will feel fatigued, stressed out, and anxious when we get home. Catching up on social media, watching TV, or attempting to answer those last-minute emails are typically part of our evening routine. We need to minimize the stimuli and organize our thoughts. For that reason, you should set aside some time for yourself during your evening routine. This generally means giving up a lot of the nighttime activities to which you've grown used to, and replacing them with new ones that will actually let you relax and focus on yourself. This entails turning off all electronics at least 30 minutes before bed and find serenity. This can be as easy as a 5-minute guided meditation or a breathing exercise. The practice of mindfulness meditation can help you tune into your body and calm a hyperactive mind. Incorporating this kind of meditation into your bedtime routine can have a lot of positive influences. It can be a retreat within ourselves. The benefits of meditation can all help with improving your mood, decrease anxiety, and sleep. A break from the bustling world and a retreat to your peaceful self should be part of your evening ritual. Even though binge-watching TV shows, playing video games, hanging out with friends, or browsing through social media could appear like a personal break, these activities don't truly assist in achieving tranquility. In reality, they really prevent you from finding it. Even while sleep is crucial, it sometimes isn't sufficient to renew you after a busy day. An evening ritual that is really calming must include something that helps your mind shut down. Number 7. Prepare for the mornings. Marcus Aurelius says, "Do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life, and stop being aimless. Stop letting your emotions override what your mind tells you." So in other words, take action and do not procrastinate. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the significance of rising early each morning. He did this to create a morning routine that made the most of each day. Therefore, sleep should be a restorative experience rather than a time to indulge in laziness. For Aurelius, getting up in the morning was important, but his daily routine really began the night before as he got ready for the day. The Stoics used to plan their days by arranging some time in the morning to do so. They achieved this by thinking about what they intended to do that day, making plans for various outcomes, and doing self-reflection. Many Stoics were likely to reflect on these things in the morning and the evening. You may start by getting ready the night before to make getting up easier. To do this, you might need to decide on your outfit for the next day, pack your bags for work, or establish a clear morning routine. You may think of it as a checklist of things to do, but you won't need to engage your brain to pick what to do, because it was already chosen the previous night. Remember this: decisions grow less effective the more you make over the day. Save your mental energy from little choices like what to wear in the morning. In addition to being good for your health, this will also make waking up more enjoyable. Making plans for the next day during your evening routine may help you with your morning routine, and may also help you feel less anxious about the responsibilities that await you when you wake up. Number 8. Practice gratitude. While the practice of gratitude, as we understand it today, wasn't explicitly outlined as a core Stoic exercise, elements of gratitude and thankfulness can be found in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism is more focused on accepting and embracing what is within our control, while letting go of what is not. The Stoics emphasized the importance of wisdom, virtue, and rationality in facing life's challenges. They encouraged individuals to reflect on their actions and judgments, seeking to align them with their highest principles. This reflection could indirectly lead to a sense of gratitude and contentment, as individuals recognize the value of their own moral character and their ability to make rational choices. The Stoics also practiced a form of negative visualization, where they contemplated the potential loss of the things they valued. This exercise aimed to make them appreciate what they had in the present and prepare mentally for future hardships. While this is not exactly the same as modern gratitude practices, it had a similar effect of fostering appreciation for the present moment. In summary, while Stoicism doesn't have a direct and explicit gratitude practice like some other philosophies and self-help movements, its emphasis on wisdom, virtue, and rationality indirectly promotes a positive motivational mindset of appreciation and contentment. The Stoics recognize the importance of acknowledging and accepting the present moment, and this can be seen as a form of gratitude in its own right. That was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it and learned something new. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you would love to see more. Is there anything you would love to see next? Comment below. If you have watched until the end, please respond with Master Motivational Mindset. The next video will come up on screen that could help you further in your Stoic and personal journey.